Hi, and welcome back to Eyes on Carnivore. My name is Sean, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about hormones. And yes, I know, I'm a man, I've got testosterone, that's a hormone, that's one of the ones I know, and estrogen for females, and I've got females in my life that have had hormone ups and downs, and I'm sure we all have at times. It's all fairly normal. Or is it? We've been told to eat more plants, that they're the key to good health, loaded with nutrients, antioxidants, and life-extending power. But what if that advice was based on flawed science? What if the very plants we're told to embrace are quietly stealing nourishment from us and disrupting our hormones in the process? The truth is, plants can't run, bite, or claw. So instead, they evolved chemical weapons, natural defense compounds designed to harm insects, fungi, and even mammals like us. And some of the most dangerous among them are the ones that mimic our hormones. But before we go deeper, let's step back and ask, what exactly are hormones? And why does this even matter? Hormones are tiny chemical messengers your body uses to coordinate just about everything: growth, metabolism, energy, reproduction, sleep, immune function, mood, and more. They're made by specialized organs and glands like the thyroid, adrenals, ovaries, testes, pancreas, and pituitary. Together, these form what we call the endocrine system. Think of it like this: your glands are the broadcasters, hormones are the radio signals, and your cells are the receivers, tuned to respond when a signal comes in. The endocrine system doesn't use wires, it uses the bloodstream. A hormone is released, floats through your circulation, and binds to receptors on distant cells. Once that binding happens, it tells the cell what to do: grow, store fat, release sugar, make another hormone, calm down, gear up for a challenge, or even prepare for pregnancy. Here are some of the key hormones that matter most in this discussion. Estrogen and testosterone regulate sex characteristics, fertility, libido, fat distribution, and mood. Thyroid hormones, T3 and T4, regulate your metabolic rate, energy levels, and even temperature. Insulin helps control blood sugar and fat storage. Cortisol, the body's stress hormone, affects sleep, inflammation, and immune balance. Leptin and ghrelin regulate appetite and satiety. Progesterone helps with menstrual cycles and pregnancy. FSH and LH involved in reproductive hormone regulation in both sexes. Now here's the problem. Some chemicals from outside your body, whether natural or synthetic, can imitate, block, or distort these hormones. These are called endocrine disruptors. The term just means substances that interfere with your hormonal communication system. They might mimic a hormone, acting like estrogen or testosterone when they shouldn't, block a hormone receptor so your real hormones can't signal, interfere with production, breakdown, or conversion of hormones, or trigger imbalances across the whole system. And these disruptions don't just throw off one thing, they can affect the whole chain. Because hormones are interconnected, mess with estrogen and you might mess with thyroid, disrupt insulin, and you could impact sex hormones. It's all tied together. And here's something you're rarely told: the hormone system depends on cholesterol. That's right, your body needs dietary cholesterol to produce key hormones. It all begins with the steroid hormone cascade. Cholesterol gets converted into pregnenolone, which becomes progesterone, and then branches into testosterone, estrogen, and even cortisol. If your diet is low in fat and cholesterol, you may not be giving your body the raw materials it needs to create these vital compounds. High-fat diets, especially those rich in animal fats, support adrenal function and reduce chronic cortisol levels, freeing up your body to focus on hormone synthesis. Let's focus in on soy. Soy is packed with isoflavones like genistein and digoxin. plant estrogens that bind to the same receptors as human estrogen. These compounds can amplify or disrupt hormonal signals in reproductive tissues, the brain, and fat cells. I remember when I used to drink soy milk, always thinking it didn't taste like milk. I even joked it was soy juice. But what I didn't know is this: 3 ounces of soy contains over 1 million nanograms of phytoestrogens. By comparison, 3 ounces of red meat from a hormone-treated cow contains just 3.9 nanograms of actual estrogen. A birth control pill contains about 35,000. A fertile woman produces 100,000 to 500,000 nanograms a day. That soy juice isn't just a quirky drink, it's a chemical cocktail. Soy has been shown to reduce reproduction in animals, alter sex hormone ratios, and even lower sperm counts. In women, elevated exposure may worsen PMS, increase the risk of endometriosis, and throw off natural cycles. And what makes me concerned is that infants fed soy formulas receive 6 to 11 times more phytoestrogens per body weight than any adult on a soy-rich diet. These effects may last for life. Also, men aren't exempt. In fact, low testosterone, linked to phytoestrogen intake, plastics and other disruptors, is on the rise. It can lead to low libido, depression and infertility. In both women and men, these hormonal imbalances can cause significant emotional strain, from anxiety and fatigue to mood disorders. But it's not just soy. Flax seeds are also rich in phytoestrogens. Grains like wheat, oats and barley contain lignans. A wide range of vegetables, fruits, herbs, and even beverages like beer, tea and wine add to the cumulative hormonal load. Dr. Anthony Chaffee explains this brilliantly in his video on soy and plant toxins, where he outlines how soy, wheat and other plants use chemical defenses not just to resist insects, but to disrupt the biology of anything that eats them. He also highlights lectins, which bind to insulin and leptin receptors, increasing hunger and blood sugar problems. Wheat germ agglutinin, which damages gut lining and may trigger autoimmune reactions. Protease inhibitors, which interfere with protein digestion and nutrient absorption. Oxalates, which bind to calcium and contribute to kidney stones. Cyanogenic glycosides found in almonds and cassava that release cyanide and damage thyroid function. Tannins, which impair digestion and at high doses damage organs. Phytic acid, which blocks mineral absorption. Seed oils, which are unstable, inflammatory, and correlated with rising chronic disease rates. Photosensitizers in citrus and parsnips that can cause UV-triggered skin damage. Solanine in nightshades like potatoes and tomatoes that can be toxic in high amounts. Children are especially vulnerable to hormone disruption. Their endocrine systems are still developing, and even small shifts can have lifelong consequences. Puberty, for example, is triggered by thyroid hormones, sex hormones, and brain signaling. Iodine plays a critical role in this process, especially for thyroid hormone production. But many modern children are deficient in iodine, and worse, substances like fluoride and PFAS, found in water, food wrappers and cookware, interfere with iodine absorption. Girls in particular may require more iodine due to the intense tissue growth that occurs during puberty. If that iodine is missing, or if it's being blocked by environmental toxins, the result can be delayed or distorted development. At the same time, diets high in processed carbs and sugars drive up insulin levels, which can knock estrogen off balance. Early onset puberty, now appearing in girls as young as 7 or 8, has been linked to this hormonal chaos. Androgens, male hormones, also require dietary fat for proper production, so fat-restricted diets during childhood and adolescence can lead to downstream deficiencies and imbalances. It's not just food. The hormonal assault continues from modern life. Plastics like BPA and phthalates leach from bottles, food containers and packaging. These are known as xenoestrogens. Xeno meaning foreign. Xenoestrogens are synthetic compounds that mimic estrogen in the body. Unlike the natural estrogens we produce ourselves, these outside chemicals bind to estrogen receptors and send false signals, disrupting the body's natural hormonal balance. Unfiltered tap water may contain pharmaceuticals, plasticizers, pesticides, and industrial waste that bypass normal purification systems. Even bottled water isn't immune, especially when stored in plastic. Pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, including atrazine and glyphosate, are well-documented endocrine disruptors. They affect testosterone, estrogen, and thyroid hormones, and may persist in our food supply. Industrial chemicals like flame retardants, synthetic fragrances, and heavy metals affect reproductive and thyroid function and may build up over time. It's a perfect storm, natural plant toxins mixed with industrial byproducts, and your body can only handle so much. You can't avoid every chemical. You're going to breathe, bathe, and live in a world that's been saturated. But food, that's where you still have some control. Start by eliminating the worst offenders: soy, wheat, seed oils, and processed plant products high in phytoestrogens or anti-nutrients. If you're experiencing hormonal symptoms like irregular periods, mood swings, weight gain, infertility, fatigue, or brain fog, look at your plate, look at your pantry. Some of the disruptors might already be sitting there. I've already made videos on lectins, oxalates, and coffee toxins, each of which dive deeper into the plant-based disruptors hiding in your everyday diet. And I highly recommend checking out Dr. Chafee's breakdown of soy and phytoestrogens, linked below. This isn't fear-mongering, it's clarity. Plants don't want to be eaten, and their defenses, natural or not, don't always play nice with human biology. If you're trying to take back your health, your energy, and your emotional balance, it might be time to rethink what you've been told is healthy. Because some of that advice, it's not just outdated, it's hormonally hijacking you. Oh wow, doesn't soy get a bad rap? I mean, all the things that's the matter with soy. We've got oxalates, we've got lectins, we've got these phytoestrogens, phytic acid. I mean, the list just goes on and on. What's so good about soy? Really, I don't know. But still, in upcoming videos, I want to talk about some vision stuff. These are some AI smart glasses I've picked up. They talk to you, they can take photos. I've already been able to pick up sticks in the backyard and help myself cook some food on the barbecue the other day. I accidentally left one of the chops not turned over, and I asked it, did I turn all the chops over? And it said, no, you've missed one. That was really handy. And I think these AI glasses, they're Ray-Ban, they look kind of sexy as well. They might come in handy in the future for vision impaired people. So that'd be great. So if you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make it ring and ding ding. And I'll catch you in the next one.